Hey guys, it's Andrew. Hope you're doing well. I have another video. This is an updated video on one I submitted earlier this week, and it involves something I've been thinking about. Let me put this on pause. And I've been thinking about these 7 things. These are personality traits that are very common among First Amendment auditors, or frauditors, as they're called for short. And I completed this with examples of each personality trait. I submitted the video. And then I became aware of Joshua Abrams' criminal history. And he's one of the largest frauditors out there in terms of subscribers. And I can't believe that I would do a video like this, which asks the question, why are criminals attracted to the practice of First Amendment auditing? And there's really no better example of this than Joshua Abrams. So without further ado, what I did is I just inserted an example, his example, in the existing video. And as far as these 7 aspects, I won't go into them right now, but each example you'll see is labeled with one of these aspects. But Josh qualifies for all of them. You know, he's got a rap sheet a mile long. He's entirely disrespectful. He's extremely dehumanizing. He's very litigious. He has no class whatsoever. He's a low-class individual, basically. He's an ambulance chaser. And in such, he's counterproductive both to himself and to our freedoms. He is, he gets arrested, he gets thrown in jail, he gets in trouble, and that's all counterproductive for him. And as far as people, I mean, he's causing more restrictions being placed on lobbies, public lobbies, and other public places, trying to restrict assholes like him from coming in and making fools of themselves and disrespecting everybody. And of course, he's criminal because he has a criminal past, and they pretty much break the law every time they go out, and they do that with their deceit and their lying. And it's really what do you call it? I was thinking about this the other day. Entrapment. It's like a reverse entrapment, where the police aren't entrapping them; they are entrapping the police with all their traps, with all their mental tricks, and certainly all their disrespectful speech. It's surprising that so many criminals are attracted to this field, and makes you question whether or not you should support and subscribe to these criminals' channels. I wouldn't. I would unsubscribe from them right away if it were me. Anyway, let's get into it.
Welcome back, everybody. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the frauditor known as Accountability for All, Joshua Abrams, and we'll be taking a look at some allegations that were made against him, as well as his confirmed criminal record. Now, he said that he doesn't have any convictions, and we all know that's completely wrong. So also there's his ex-girlfriend, Danielle Bognano, that is saying some allegations. Now, let me just clarify that this is nothing new. This is actually old news, but there's a lot of people that come to this community on a daily basis, and they might not be aware of what this scumbag is capable of. So without further ado, enjoy the video. So meet Joshua Abrams. He pretends to be an activist and that he is fighting for freedom, when in fact he is just a career criminal that is grifting and using YouTube as a platform to e-beg all kinds of money from his audience. Meanwhile, just, harassing every single employee he encounters. That's just his thing. This is his girlfriend, or actually his ex-girlfriend, Danielle. You see him there as they are auditing a jail for some reason. And here's a clip where they actually appeared on Judge Mathis. Now, I wasn't able to get a good footage of this video. If anybody has it, let me know. Now that you are familiar with the main characters of this story, let's get to the allegations. So here's the clip of Danielle, his ex-girlfriend, saying that not only did he assault her, but he also forced himself on her. Check this out.
Look what this piece of shit did to me.
So yeah, it's a very short clip. Obviously, we cannot confirm or deny if this actually happened. It's just an allegation. But, you know, these things do happen. It looks like Joshua Abrams, as you're about to see on his criminal record, is a very violent person. Very violent individual. So it's possible. Who knows? So let's take a look at the next clip, which I found on a YouTube channel, and it's him denying that he has a criminal record and then all the evidence getting posted. Absolutely hilarious. Check this out.
Someone else said that I've been convicted of this, that, and the other thing. Unless I get convicted on this charge coming up, that would be the only conviction I have. So...
So let's take a look at these charges over here. So here it says that there's a misdemeanor possession, a class A substance, convicted. And here it says misdemeanor trespassing, convicted. Not too much over here. But then we get into the felonies. So it says assault with a dangerous weapon, and he was convicted. And the next one says it's also a felony, larceny by false pretenses. And he was convicted for that as well. And the next felony is intimidation, where he was convicted. And now we have assault with a dangerous weapon, and he was convicted. It looks like the offense description says with a motor vehicle. Now that's very dangerous. And also, of course, we have the felony armed assault to rob with a crowbar, convicted. And assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, crowbar, convicted. So yeah, this is definitely the type of person you want fighting for our rights. You know, I feel so much safer knowing that this career criminal that assaults people with cars and crowbars is out there intimidating workers. You know, that is just fantastic. You know, I'm really happy that this guy is doing good stuff with his freedom and that he's sticking a camera in everybody's face and trying to get them fired from their jobs. You know, really puts me at ease that we have this guy to fight for our freedom. When I think of a freedom fighter, I don't think of, you know, a fireman, you know, a police officer, a soldier. No, I think of this career criminal right here. Anyways, with all the sarcasm aside, this guy's a piece of shit. Let's move on to the next topic. We'll take a look at his newest video where he tries to intimidate the mayor. Check this out.
Hi, are you recording us?
I'm sorry?
Are you recording us?
Yeah.
Why?
Huh?
Why are you recording us?
I don't really feel like answering that question. Thank you, though. Just walk away.
That was
Yeah, it wasn't very nice.
that was not nice at all. I'd have to get that. There was three.
See, they're still whispering right in front of the door, so you can still hear everything they're saying. Like,
So that's his new girlfriend, Banana Anna or something. It's a stupid name like that. I hope she knows what she's getting into, because the last thing we want is for her to end up looking like this after a bad day with Josh. But, It is her choice. I'm sure she's aware of his criminal record.
It's actually really cool because they have the description of it on.
Testing.
Oh, wait. Let me record your speech. You have a speech?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
In fact, I can go like this. I would like to say there should be no filming in public. There is an expectation of privacy in public. And don't drink and drive. If you're buzzed, you're drunk. Click on our ticket. No filming in public. Thank you. Oh, we're just taking a look around.
I'm sorry, what?
We're just taking a look around. Don't touch me.
No, I'm not touching you. I'm just saying you should stay up on this side.
Well, it's not.
It didn't say.
It's not
I know,
closed,
it's just
man.
not up yet. We don't necessarily let people just kind of walk around without.
Yeah, we don't necessarily let people walk around their building.
Well, unless
right?
you know who you are. And you're recording me now, right?
Yeah.
Without my permission.
Oh, so do I need?
So,
Shucks. Okay, let's restart because I need permission to film first.
sure.
No, I don't. And I also wouldn't suggest touching people you don't
No,
know.
I'm not touching you. I'm just.
That's not a good thing to do.
So, what is your name?
I'm me.
And I'm me.
You're what?
She's her.
He's him.
We're
We're
us.
And I'm
We're
me.
together.
Yeah.
These two think they're so cute. They think they're being so clever. They deserve each other. Two scumbags right there. The attitude that comes out of them is unbelievable.
What do you do here?
I work here.
What do you do here?
I'm the mayor.
You're the mayor.
Yeah, so if you walked in, you would have saw my picture. Let me show you.
I wasn't looking for your picture.
Okay, well, if you.
Okay.
That's
What's your
fine.
name? What's your name? Mayor
Ron
what?
Cock.
Mayor. Okay.
I did actually see your name on the door.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
All right. Yeah. Let's just
That's
be
'cause
a little bit nicer next time, man.
I am nice.
Yeah, you're a mayor. How long have you been mayor here? It's a beautiful entrance, by the way. The sites are gorgeous. How long have you been mayor here?
About 5 years.
5 years, okay. So, as the mayor, you're in charge of the citizenry and working with the city council and making sure that everything runs appropriately for the citizens of Rio Vista and to make sure that their constitutional rights are upheld. And I would think that being the highest seat of government in Rio Vista, that you would understand that we can film in public without someone's permission.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that. I mean, I know it's a public area. You can come in. I don't know if you can film me personally without me knowing about it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's what we're just trying to educate, make sure people know that, especially because
So
you're the mayor.
I would have to talk to our city attorney to find out all those things to see
Yeah.
if it's really appropriate.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's a First Amendment right. Our rights are always appropriate. When you sacrifice essential liberty for temporary security, you deserve neither liberty nor security.
That's really cute. He has all these inspirational quotes. The only problem is that he is twisting these words to apply to his nonsense. There is no way that any real activist would look at this guy and think that he's actually doing good for anybody.
Okay.
Also,
So what else are you guys doing?
well, I just wanted to let you know, you see how, you have no smoking signs, right there, authorized personnel only beyond this point?
Right.
I'm not, just so you're aware, if I had seen a sign that said that for myself, I wouldn't have obviously
Okay.
been standing.
Yeah, usually this is chained off, but we just had a meeting here when people were
Oh,
leaving.
okay,
Guys came in,
all right. Well,
When is your next meeting? Your next city council
City council meeting is February, I think, 14th or.
Oh, we'd
It's
love
the- It's the
to.
third.
Is it open to the public?
Uh-huh.
Perfect. We'd love to. We'd
It's the
love to
third
come and sit
Tuesday in
in.
February.
he was just practicing his speech.
Yeah, I was just practicing. I don't normally, Mayor, get to sit
Well,
in front of
this is the way we do it.
a podium.
The city council will be up there. At public comment time, you can come up and make a public comment.
What do you get? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute?
3 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep it kind of short because there's generally lots of city business.
Yes. Yeah.
So now he's trying to do all this fake pleasant banter back and forth with the mayor, basically wasting his time because this guy doesn't even live there. This is in California and he lives in Massachusetts. What the hell is the point of having him talk at a city council meeting when he doesn't even live there?
Well, yeah,
It's not who we let in here, but when people
Right,
are
no,
here,
I
we have to
understand.
be careful where they're going.
and even people that are homeless. So just so you understand, because someone is homeless, that's not grounds for them
no,
to be
I'm
trespassed.
not-
I understand if they're committing a crime or they're vandalizing or if anyone's doing any of that. But I understand what you're saying. If we walk in here, you just see someone with the cameras. You don't know who we are. But when we walk in here, we don't necessarily know who you guys either. It's just it's a city funded building, and we just like to come in and take pictures. And you being the mayor, we just like you to know, so your subordinates know, and then all your staff knows that.
And that's fine. And I think the thing is, if you just basically said, hey, this is, we're here, and this is why we're here. Don't be alarmed. We're not nefarious people in any way.
I was taking pictures.
Pardon?
I said I was taking pictures with one of your staff members. Yeah.
All right.
And also, as well as you know, we don't know who you are. So, I mean, you tried touching him earlier. So, someone who didn't, say who they were, who works for the city, touching someo's personal space.
Well, I didn't. I was just mostly had my hands
Okay.
out the right thing.
Are you Italian? I speak with my hands. Are you Italian? You're honorary Italian for the day, because at first I was like, oh,
Italian food, if that helps.
I do too.
No, you're right. Listen, we just like to make sure that, a lot of brave Americans, men and women, and I'm sure plenty from Rio Vista and all of the wars that we've been involved in, have made personal sacrifice, and some the ultimate sacrifice, to make sure that people have freedom of the press. And part of the First Amendment is the right to redress your grievances.
Honestly, I've had enough with this clown. Look at the title he chose. Mayor grabs me quick. Grandpa owned First Amendment audit. In what universe did the mayor grab him? The mayor did not even touch him. This guy is such a liar. And they always use this clickbait tactics to get some clicks, and their dumb fans just fall for it again the next day. Like right now, they're having a even though it's fake, they're having a semi-pleasant conversation. So how the hell did he own this grandpa? Anyways, I can't stand this clown.
All right, take care. Thank you.
Take care too.
Wonderful day.
Is that the nice lady?
No, that one was.
If that's her, she was very helpful. Oh, that was someone different.
Hi.
Hi. Good.
Is this our waterfront area
Oh,
here?
right there. That was the nice woman. She's in the base part of it.
Yeah. So we have a great view of the river, and that's the Rio Vista Bridge. And
Where does that go? Is that the aisle? Is that when we cross?
No, that's Highway 12. They'll take you all the way down to Lodi.
Oh, okay.
Lodi, and then if you go further, like that way, it's.
Well, then there's
Pittsburgh
160 that goes this way. 160 goes kind of north to south. That's the one.
So he's trying to be all pleasant and nice with these idiots, and now they're going to sandbag him with that stupid thumbnail, even though he went above and beyond to be nice to them, even though he doesn't have to. Anyways, I really had it with this guy. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed knowing about his
Department. Resisting arrest, simple assault. In 2016 Aurora, theft from auto.
Theft, I do care about. You don't have to steal from others to be successful.
/ motor vehicle misdemeanor guilty. He was sentenced to 2 years probation. That one. South Carolina charges. He was convicted for public disorderly conduct in 2021.
You know, like my bow tie?
He was convicted of shoplifting in 2019. Malicious injury to real property in 2019. And possession of marijuana.
So true. That's not a real picture up there.
Also in 2019 in Coleman County. So he was charged with county noise ordinance, distant arrest, convicted, suspended to suspend date 9/12/2019.
This guy's like a magnet to police.
Criminal offense convicted.
It seems.
Walterboro PD possession of meth or cocaine base 1. He was convicted to 1 year. Funds, time served 95 days. 2019, got a failure to appear. Several other charges, they don't have this. Okay.
With 81,000 subscribers and counting, his stuff gets seen. Critics say Warmus, who considers himself a journalist, is out to get clicks and views by stirring up controversy and embarrassing government employees.
Why do you guys not have your body cameras on? What are these things for? So you can violate people's rights without being on video?
But Warmus says every audit subject receives the same treatment and that he very rarely cuts down video. And if he does, it's to keep it under an hour long. According to the complaints filed by employees in the clerk's office, Warmus entered the building with a camera to film them, which caused them alarm.
He's there to do the people's business. He's there to oversee the conduct of government. And that's what journalists do. That's what citizen journalists do. And we all have a right to see how government.
An attorney for Warmus tells News 4 Investigates in an email that he doesn't believe the court will see any violation of conditions in the video, and that he would be shocked if the judge hasn't viewed it already. Luke Moretti, News 4.
No, I don't need help. I don't need any help.
Okay, just asking if you need something, that's all. Just do me a favor, just make sure you just stay over the white line so you don't get hit. You recording me?
Hell yeah.
Well, we've got cameras too, so, but we actually recorded from the beginning of this, not at the end. So.
I'll tell you, nothing makes you look guiltier than having to explain yourself to somebody before they even ask. So this is the first hint that we have a tyrant on the loose.
A tyrant on the loose? You stupid, dried up worm. He asked you if you needed help and to be careful not to be hit by a car. Then told you that their whole interaction was filmed. So it's all good. And in your head, that sound like a tyrant? Like someone who exercised absolute power with brutality? Then you're a moron.
I'm just filming this.
Okay, have fun.
Yeah, that's a good opinion. Get back in your car.
What's that?
That's a good choice. Get back in your car. What's your name?
Do I have a name? Can I get your name and badge number? Sure. Here's this. Okay.
What's your name and badge number?
What's your name?
Trooper.
What's your name?
Is it not your policy to identify?
You tell me your name, and I'll tell you my name.
My name's Nunya.
Nunya, let me guess. Your last name business?
You got it.
Okay.
You must know me.
Who the is that guy? Who the is that?
Who do you think you are, you snot-faced little punk? Let me make this clear for you, okay? You are nothing.
You're a public servant.
Right.
You want to make a fool of yourself, you're talking to the right guy.
All right.
Yeah, get back in your car before you make yourself look even dumber.
Hey man, you're black. You are too.
Welcome back, everybody. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the very first fraudit of Thrash Effin' Hard. And it's his first video, and he got his first arrest. So he hasn't even made a dime, and he's willing to get a criminal record for this. Now, this guy is a Category 1 frauditor. From what it seems like he focuses on harassing cops. That was clearly his intent from this video. And we'll take a look at an article. And we also have the footage from the frauditor. Now, I just want to let you know ahead of time, there's so much crazy language in this video. It's going to take me a while to mute all the bundle of stick homophobic slurs. So please, if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Now, with that out of the way, enjoy the video. Alright, so it says 1A auditor turns fireworks show into 6 criminal charges. And it reads, a 32-year-old man is charged with the aggravated assault of a Maricopa police officer and faces several other related charges after an angry 4th of July confrontation.
Let's see.
Okay.
Golf. 848 Hector Lima.
4004.
Okay, let's take meaningless video.
Yeah, 4048. Mike, November
License
Alpha
plates.
8. Foxtrot Lima. Whew. This looks interesting. What's up?
Hey, back away from my car, man.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself. This is plain view doctrine, midget. We had problems yesterday. What's your name and badge number? No.
Jeez. Right off the bat, calls him a midget and uses the F-bomb.
There's no law on earth
beyond
that
the
says I
pale.
need to be away from your vehicle. You need to protect your sensitive information.
Get away from my car.
Or what? What are you gonna do? Wetherell? What are you gonna do?
You said it incorrectly. Back up.
Oh, then how do I say it correctly? Please educate me.
Weather L. There you go.
Wetherell rather than Wetherell?
Whatever.
Alright.
Yeah.
Is that a lawful order?
It's lawful order. Back away from my
Yeah.
vehicle.
What law is backing up that order?
So disrespectful.
What law?
Get away from my car, man.
Or what?
You're causing a disturbance.
Oh yeah? Who's disturbed?
Yeah.
Anybody disturbed? Are you feeling disturbed?
Are you standing in the middle of the
Are you guys feeling disturbed?
Okay, you're blocking.
Yeah, go. Your vehicle's blocking off traffic. This is a dead-end road. How many other dumb excuses are you going to go for?
You're blocking a thoroughfare.
Shut the
I have to pay attention to you and instead of what I'm doing. That's okay. No problem. Do you have any weapons on you? It's on my
Violence, force, or physical interference.
You're kind of blind.
And that's what I'm saying. They're going to change, I think, in the next 4 years to make it easier to arrest people.
No problem.
I don't necessarily like that, but I can
So if you
understand
dig
it.
in my pockets, you've already illegally detained me. I'm going to sue you for all of this. I just want you to be absolutely aware that
Douchebags like
when
this.
You go to court for this. You can't say that I didn't tell you, because I absolutely try to warn you. This is going to cost you your job. This is going to.
He's pleading with her, telling her that he's going to get her fired. It's going to cost her job, her pension, her income, and basically threatening her of all the ramifications of arresting him.
Cost you your money, your salary. I'm going to dig into your employment record. This is not something you want to do. You can let me go right now, give me your business card, call it a day. But
You can continue to threaten me all you want.
how did I threaten you? By saying I was going to sue you because you're illegally.
How did I
That's my
threaten
right.
you?
I have my right to address my grievances with my government, and that is you. Illegally detaining me, and I have a problem with that. You've illegally stopped me already as well. This is all retaliatory.
Yeah, she's not falling for that shit, dude. She knows exactly what you're up to, and you are not going to be able to avoid the ride this time. This guy is a real piece of work. He definitely hates the cops for some odd reason. If I were a betting man, I would say that he got arrested in the past, he got busted, and then his
He's a cop hater.
people got hurt, and that's why now he has a vendetta against the police, instead of realizing that he was in the wrong. But anyways, let's see what happens now.
The Yankee, you fucking idiot. It's a gun. It's a loaded gun. No shit. You're fucking stupid.
Okay, here's where he starts his litany of epitaphs, cussing at the officer.
You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You don't have to rough me up like this.
I'm not roughing you up. You're sitting there, we're working a dude with a gun, and you're sitting there wanting to sit there and interrupt government.
I simply observed.
Yeah, I'm looking for.
You just need to chill out, buddy.
You just need to shut the fuck up.
Okay. That's
Your
fine.
life remain silent. Do me a favor and do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So do you. Anything you say or do will be held against you in a court of law. Yep.
Judges don't like these people. Most judges. The district judges seem to like him. They freed Chile Castro, a frauditor who really deserved what he got
I think doing what it do with a gun is more important than somebody reporting.
with his 180-day sentence.
Since we're trying to contact
Schools police, and we got our blue line. We're here on the corner of Terra Boulevard and State Road 138. We're not too far from the county school board where we were unlawfully trespassed
I didn't put that text up
by
there.
Major Mitchell. My son's
He's anti-cop. Give me a break. He's anti-bad policing. The problem with these guys is they think all cops practice bad policing. I mean, it's just not the case. He would call that guy a bad police. That guy wasn't a bad police.
Hey, that's a Clayton County Schools van right there. I just flipped them off and took a picture of him. That white van right there in the first spot, that's a Clayton County Schools van.
Good God, more fingers. He's gonna come out and start a fight. Probably not, because he'll lose his job. He probably wants to. Just random guys flipping him off. I think that might even be a girl. I can't tell. Sounds like a girl.
I'm sorry? I can't hear you. Because he's a dickhead, he don't respect anybody's constitutional rights. He's a violator. He's a tyrant.
No, he's not. You are what the founding fathers warned us about, pal.
He asked me what he says. Why do you not like him or something?
What a bunch of losers. Just losers is the only thing that comes to my mind.
They're tyrants. He's a tyrant. Disgusting. He's what our founding fathers warned us about.
Donations help out a lot. I bet they do.
The rights of the people.
A couple of beggars. So typical, these guys begging for money. Or that channel, the Real News Network, which are a bunch of communists. Anti-capitalism, anti-corporation, and yet they beg for money. It's crazy. Oh wow, flipping off the police. That's disrespectful.
Of the video and the genre.
Staring at me like you're gonna do something.
One of the more controversial auditors online is Christopher Ruff. He describes himself as a citizen journalist, and his focus is on impoverished communities where he believes gentrification is happening at a rapid rate, and the police are the tip of the spear of that effort. Christopher Ruff goes out at night, often with an entourage of folks, looking for police interactions. And he films them from up close until the police tell him to move back. And that almost always creates a conflict between him and the officers.
So why are we doing it? Because it's obvious that the police do not know how to do their job correctly. It's outlined in policies, procedures, and law very specifically over the course of over 100 years we've been doing this.
Let's roll.
Christopher and his ilk inspired legislation last year in Arizona that sought to create a concrete distance from which folks could film police.
The new state law now makes it illegal to record an officer within 8 feet.
The Reporters Committee for the Free Press sued, and the state's attorney declined to defend the constitutionality of that law. So it is not being enforced in Arizona at this time, but there are a number of states that have written up similar legislation, some of which has passed, some of which is in debate right now, that seek to do many of the same things legislators were trying to do in Arizona.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see is the biggest news to ever happen in the anti-frauditor community by a long shot, and I'll explain to you why. Yesterday, I said that it was the beginning of the end for frauditors for two reasons. First of all, there was Rogue Nation that got indicted with 6 federal charges. And then there was Riverside Accountability that got arrested at his house as they were serving a search warrant and held without bail. And today we just understand the magnitude of what actually went down. It turns out that this was part of a larger operation by multiple sheriff's office in a combined effort called Operation Accountability. And this operation was to shut down these criminal thugs that pretend to be YouTubers, journalists, and activists. And the sheriff says it so well, he saw right through their game, and that's why there was 8 frauditors arrested with multiple very serious felonies. So we'll take a look at the press conference in just a moment. But for everybody to be on the same page, I just want to play the arrest video of Riverside one more time in case someone hasn't seen it. It's very short. It's just a minute long anyway. Here it is.
Yo, what's up, everybody? What the fuck? You guys, we just woke up to a loud explosion. The cops are outside my house. I don't know what's going on. Stay on here. Screen record. I don't know what the fuck. Are they? Oh shit! Whoa!
Search warrant. Come here.
Huh?
Come out.
Whoa! 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 Wait!
Get out. Leave the phone. Leave the phone.
So did you notice how he did not ask for names and badge numbers and told them they were dismissed and that they had to get back to work? I just find that kind of ironic. But now that we're all caught up, let's take a look at the press conference. It's 7 minutes. I'm going to play it uninterrupted so you guys get the full context, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Shannon Dicus, the Sheriff of San Bernardino County. That's SHANNDICUS. As part of their oath, a law enforcement officer swears to protect the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. As it pertains to the First Amendment, we protect those who legally express their right to protest their government. For the last several months, we've been involved in an investigation in conjunction with our partners from the Pomona Police Department, the Fontana Police Department, the Upland Police Department, and the Victorville Police Department, which I am the contracted law enforcement service provider. During this investigation, the group you will hear about violated the law extending beyond the First Amendment to violence. Victims of their actions made reports to the agencies present here. Those reports have been investigated, search warrants and arrest warrants have been sought, and unfortunately these victims still live in fear. Earlier this morning, we executed these warrants. This group manipulates videos and photos on social media in an attempt to make them look like they are protectors of underrepresented people. However, they use racism to threaten and intimidate their victims, causing them to get on their knees to beg for forgiveness while still assaulting them. What this group does is not protected by the First Amendment. It's illegal, and unfortunately some elected officials have tacitly criticized the local democratic process, which emboldens this group. In San Bernardino County, myself, our local police chiefs, to include the Pomona Police Chief, and the deputies and officers that work for our departments will always continue to uphold the law and protect its citizens from this type of unlawful behavior. This group is not about substance for the human condition, but rather clickbait for cash. I now want to introduce the Victorville City Police Department's Detective Sergeant Tony Romero, who oversaw this investigation, to explain the course of this investigation to you. Tony?
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Romero. I am assigned to the Victorville Sheriff Station. This investigation began in late September when we investigated a brutal assault that occurred at a protest in the city of Victorville. The investigation quickly became a multi-agency investigation when we discovered our group of suspects were responsible for violent acts during other protests in both San Bernardino and Los Angeles counties. The investigation stemmed from multiple incidents involving this group, to include the assault that occurred in our city on September 24th, 2023. Throughout the course of our 10-week investigation, investigators positively identified 8 active suspects belonging to this group of activists who committed the crimes of assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, conspiracy, convicted felon in possession of a firearm, and other offenses currently under the review of the District Attorney's Office. This morning, all 8 suspects were arrested in multiple cities and multiple counties. The suspects were identified as Eden Alex Enamorado, 36 years old, out of Upland. Wendy Lujan, 40 years old, out of Upland. David Chavez, 28 years old, out of Riverside. Stephanie Amasqueta, 33 years old, out of San Bernardino. Gillett Acevedo, 30 years old, out of San Bernardino. Edwin Pena, 26 years old, out of Los Angeles. Fernando Lopez, 44 years old, out of Los Angeles. And Vanessa Carrasco, 40 years old, out of Ontario. And you can refer to their images on our poster board to my left. During the arrests and search warrants, evidence was collected to corroborate the crimes that were committed. The evidence will not be released to protect the integrity of the investigation at this time. Thank you and appreciate you for being here. I will now turn it back over to the sheriff.
Thank you, Tony.
All right, so let's take a look at the charges. So these guys are all frauditors or frauditor supporters that are actively involved in the making of the content and assaulting the people in the criminal activities. So we have Wendy Lujan, which was charged with conspiracy and false imprisonment. Then we have Eden Alex Enamorado, which I'm going to show you guys in just a moment, has appeared with Riverside in the past. So he's the organizer of the organization, and he was charged with conspiracy, false imprisonment, criminal threats, assault with a deadly weapon, prohibited person in possession of a tear gas weapon, felon in possession of a firearm, and kidnapping. Then we have David Chavez, Riverside County Ability. He is charged with conspiracy, false imprisonment, and assault with chemical agents. Then you have Stephanie Amasqueta, which is conspiracy, false imprisonment, and assault with a chemical agent. Now, this leads me to believe that this is indeed Riverside Accountability's girlfriend, because she got the exact same charges. And I remember that when he gets arrested, usually she takes the phone, and it seems like she's in on it with creating all this chaos and this violence. Then you have Jaguar Areola, which is a nickname, and he is charged with conspiracy, false imprisonment, assault with a deadly weapon, and unlawful gathering. Then you have Edwin Pena, which is assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, conspiracy, and criminal threats. Then you have Fernando Lopez, which is conspiracy, false imprisonment, criminal threats, prohibited person possession of tear gas, a weapon, and assault with a chemical agent. And then you also have Vanessa Carrasco, and that is conspiracy, false imprisonment, and criminal threats. Now, this is exactly what I've been saying all along, is that the California crew are so demented. They're basically anarchists. They use their cell phones and their social media accounts to pretend like they're activists. Meanwhile, they're just out here to bully, threaten, and harm people. And I'm glad that finally, after 2 years of this, the Californian government is stepping in and is making a difference by putting an end to the madness. It is a really good sign of what's to come for California. Now, I've been watching frauditor videos for around 2 years at this point, started on January 4th, 2022. And within the first month, I saw SGV News and Downey and Riverside, and you could tell right away that it had nothing to do with the First Amendment. They weren't even trying to talk to the government or do anything related to the government. It's just harassing business owners and random people in the streets. And then the Californian cops let it happen for so long that eventually it got worse. I mean, there were times where SGV and other clowns were bullying a business, standing right in front of a loading dock so that people wouldn't be able to bring in their supplies, and the cops would do nothing. So the Californian frauditors got more and more bold and more crazy to the point of violence and savage nonsense like this. And now that it boiled over and they're pretty much full-blown anarchists, finally the cops put an end to it with this massive investigation and massive operation. So it's too bad that it took so long to get there, but at least we're there now. So the Californian frauditors, they're done. They're finished. I don't think they're going to be able to recover from this. Let's talk about SGV News and the other clown. Now, SGV News hasn't posted in 2 months, and I read somewhere in the comment section of Riverside's video is that the reason why he hasn't posted is because he's demonetized. He's not able to make money on YouTube anymore. I have no way of verifying it, but if it's true, that's fantastic news. Now, I just want to show you guys one more thing before we wrap up the video, is that Alex Anamora, the leader of the criminal organization, the complete thugs and savages that beat up that person and organizes all these violent events, has been covered on my channel before. If you look at this thumbnail, he was out there with Riverside Accountability and they were bullying a woman, they were threatening her, and this is just what he does. And he has also appeared on something called the Foo Podcast, and he was there with his co-conspirator, Riverside Accountability. Now here's a short clip of that.
Oh, you're an auditor, but can you explain to me what is an auditor for the people that don't know?
Well, an auditor is basically somebody that keeps government officials accountable, making sure that they do their job right. I also go to businesses. I go to government facilities, keep them accountable, but I also go to businesses and record them and see if they respect my freedom to record from public, which is our First Amendment right to be able to record from public. And that's basically what a First Amendment auditor is, just somebody that practices their First Amendment right, which is freedom of press.
That's crazy. So how did this get entangled with the street vendors, or how did you get involved with the whole street vendor stuff?
Well, the whole street vendor stuff, the first thing that happened was with Silence Boy. I don't know if you remember Silence Boy.
Yeah.
Well, Silence Boy, I saw, he called himself a First Amendment auditor.
Yeah.
And when I seen that he did that to the street vendor and got her arrested.
For those that don't know, what did he do to the street vendor? This
Well,
is Silence Boy. He's a First Amendment auditor too, right?
Yeah, well, it's been a while since I seen the video, but from what I know is that he got her arrested, was calling her names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know like detail, very into detail what happened, but that's basically long story short. And so since he calls himself an auditor and I seen that, and then I see my parents street vending, my dad goes street vending, I've gone street vending with him. And so when I seen him,
what did your dad sell?
Secondhand merchandise. So
Okay.
he goes to the swap meets and he goes to Mexicali, TV, and he sells out there and stuff.
Okay.
And
So Riverside is such a hypocrite. He seems to have a problem with what Silence Boy did by getting this street vendor arrested, but yet he has no problem pepper spraying a man that's on the floor defenseless and beating him up with a gang. That's perfectly fine to him, and that's why he's sitting in jail right now with no bail.
so when I seen that Silence Boy got her arrested, it just reminded me of my parents, and it got me pissed that he did that, and for nothing, just basically he was calling her names, calling her that, making fun of her that she's out there selling stuff on the street,
Right.
Calling her a nabulante and all this. And so that's what really got me pissed. And when I seen that, I was like, nah, I have to make this right. Like I have to let you know that I have nothing to do with that, or a lot of us have nothing to do with him or associate with him, and that we don't feel that it's right what he did. So that's when I met you.
That's what's up, man. And I love auditing videos. Like when you look at YouTube, you see people confronting cops and they telling them, what's your name and your badge number, or when even cops don't know the rights. Like I love those when these cops get owned, obviously because they only get 6 months training, so they're not lawyers. So I just love those videos. And then your videos too, when you're out there filming and people come out like, hey, you can't film here, and they don't know the law. So it's good that what you're doing, you're out there educating.
Yeah, trying to educate people on the rights. Some people don't see it as like, some people don't like it, some people like it, but it's all around an education, because the people, they see somebody outside recording. I understand it does look a little bit suspicious, but it's our right to be able to film, and so certain people don't know that.
Now, he says it's his right to film and it's an education, but I wonder how much education he'll be able to give when he's in prison. Let's find out how many years he's facing for these charges. So for the PC 182, which is the conspiracy, he will be punished by whatever penalty that the underlying felony carries. So it's going to match his other felony that he was there to do, which is the PC 236, which is up to 3 years in a California state prison. That is for the false imprisonment. And he will also have to pay a fine of $10,000. So far we're at 6 years. And then you have the PC 244, and that one is up to 2 years, and that is for discharging the chemical weapon. So he's looking at about 8 years on the worst case scenario. Now, it might be a little bit dropped, but it's still a significant amount of time that he's looking at. Now, the other co-conspirators, the ones with more charges, could be facing up to 15 years with those calculations. So, like I said, this is the biggest moment in the anti-frauditor community. We have never seen anything like this, that there was an operation specifically designed to target these frauditor criminals. And honestly, it's a win for the good guys. The wheels of justice turn, but they turn very slowly. And right now, Riverside is about to face the music.